We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. And today we are talking about, when they know that you're about to leave. The way people act. The way people act when they know that you're about to leave. When they know that you're about to go. When you're about to make your exit. Whether it's permanent or whether it's a long-term situation or whatever. Human behavior is one of those things, y'all. Human behavior is one of those things that'll keep you scratching your head, and sometimes it'll make you, and you ain't scratching your head, yeah. See, I can just scratch my scalp because I don't have hair in the way or a weave or a wig on top where But anyway, like I said, like I was about to say, because I didn't say this yet. When you are going through your life, there are going to be times when you start a situation, when you begin something, and then there are going to be times when it's time for you to go or leave a situation. Maybe because you've completed whatever goals, whatever mission, whatever time that has passed when you entered the situation or whatever. Sometimes you're just through with it or however it goes. But there's going to become a time when it's time for you to leave the situation that you were previously in. And sometimes people ain't ready for you to go. And even when you have been on bad terms with a situation or a person or something like that, it doesn't always mean that they're going to be ready for you to go. So what we're going to do today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show is we're going to take a look at how people act when they know that you're about to leave. Some of this stuff is going to be funny. Some of it is going to be serious. Some of it is just going to hit you in the heart. And some of it is going to have you thinking like, you know what? I never really thought about it that way. People do get funny when they know that you're about to leave. You know what I mean? Even people that's been asking you to go. Oh, no, we can't do this more. No more. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and we're going to go into a whole lot of different situations. So let's get it popping. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I want to thank y'all for coming through. As you come in, as you navigate your way up in here, please do me just one little solid. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like. And we be alright. Y'all know it's time for the show. My name is Sun. My name is we rock. Y'all understand? We got stock. Yo, a lot of things we piling up, but we about to be wildin'. That's true. Yo, Saturday afternoon coming through right now, not even soon. Yo, I lower the boom and y'all understand how to turn it up because this is my tune. And I'm glad that y'all came by because we do this thing every day. We get real fly. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun on the weekends. Y'all listen to me or when I'm speaking up. We gonna break it down, yo, just like enzymes. Y'all knew the end time. We will get this thing on and popping, yo. It's just a brand new single and it's dropping, yo. That album is coming soon. Mixtape, y'all know how it go. I'm a gate, yeah. That means your mouth is open. Understand that shit's to get fly. Fly, do they rhyme? We gonna do it this time. What up, y'all? Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1:30 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should too. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about when they know you're about to leave. The way that people act when they know that you're about to leave. All my prisoners out there. My brothers on lockdown. Now, I know that y'all can attest to this. Cause some of y'all hating ass inmates, cellmates, or whatever. Some of them are not congratulating you for being able to max out your time or make parole or whatever. Sometimes if you have beef and you are locked up, some people might try to stop you from going home, but make you go home. Now, I'm sure that those are extreme examples. There are plenty of people who have come home from jail, but there are a lot of people who have not made it. And like I said, if you have beef in jail, and I can't really think of a more dangerous place to live your life than being incarcerated in a max security prison. Personally, I wouldn't choose to be locked up in any kind of prison. I wouldn't care if it was the county. I wouldn't care if it was one of those fed prisons that people say is like a country club. I'm like, they ain't my kind of country club. My kind of country club is the kind I drive to and go home from when I'm finished with it. But nonetheless, jail, prison. Wait. I stole your girl. No, yeah, I stole your girl while you was in prison. Jail for MC assault. You was jealous. It's all your fault. Milk is chilling. Giz is chilling. What more can I say? Top billing. That we got it good. And if it's understood, would you do the dance the two? If you can dance, it's easy to do. All right, I'm gonna move my hardware out of the way and we can get this conversation started, please, while we are mixing and rearranging and setting up properly. Please. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all something. My red drum, I broke the skin on my red drum. So I ordered another skin, and this is the skin. So I gotta throw this bad boy in the water, and when it gets soft, because it's hard right now. But I gotta throw this bad boy in the water and let it soak for some hours so it can get real soft and malleable and pliable. And then I'm gonna replace the skin that was on the drum with this, and hopefully it goes well. So hopefully by tomorrow I can have my old drum being renewed. I believe that this is either a mule skin. Is it a mule skin or is it? I think it's mule. The reason I chose it is because, hold on. This is my old skin. And I like the way this drum sounded because it sounded different than the other two. But you can see where it broke. When I was tightening it up to tune it, then it's split. And when that happens, you can't do nothing about it. So I chose this skin because this was the closest to this. You see? You see how, like, you know, this is pretty much the same as, well, it was as close as I could find to what looked like this. So that's why I ordered this one. So we'll see how it goes. This wasn't a lot, but I think I paid about $45 for this. So hopefully I get my, I think this is exactly the one because you can see through this one a little bit. You see how you can see through this one a little bit? So you see how you can see through this one a little bit. So I think I did a pretty good job matching it up, but we're going to see how it go. We're going to see how it go. So that's my little project for today, amongst other things, you know what I mean? We're going to get it popping like that. But, yeah. How they act when they know that you're about to leave. How they act when they know that you're about to leave. Man, people get funny. They get funny when they know that you're about to be on up out of there. And that's whether you were contributing to something that they were doing, whether you were providing for them, or whether even people act funny even when you were nothing but a hang-on or a bum or a leech or moocher and all that kind of stuff. Some people have separation issues. They have separation issues. You ever know somebody like that? Is it you? Is it you? Because sometimes it ain't somebody we know. Sometimes it's us. But what I'm talking about is, have you ever known somebody that really couldn't get along with anybody, but at the same time, they never wanted to be alone? When you're dealing with somebody who doesn't like to be alone, but has really bad social skills to the point where they're not able to be with anybody else in harmony. So when they know that when you thrown the towel in, and they know that you about to be like, look, man, you know what? It's been real. We fought the good fight. We gave it the college try. Me and you, we're gonna go ahead and settle this thing. I'ma be out. So I'm gonna give you the date that I'm about to be out, and then I'ma holler back. And you know, the closer you get to that date, people start acting funny, man. You know what I mean? Yo, you know, when it's lovers, when it's time for y'all to turn them keys in. When it's time for y'all to turn them keys in. Like, all right, so I'm leaving the spot, or you put me out, but you mean to tell me I gotta give you the key back? Yeah, they give you the key back after they done went to the hardware store and got a key made for themselves. But if you change the locks on them, and sometimes that's what you have to do. Let me get my drink right first. There's something about this. There's something about this top. For some reason, it doesn't seal right all the time. And this shit want to give me trouble, man. So we talking about when you about to leave, this joint give me trouble when I'm about to drink. I mean, I'm just trying to get my drink on. Please hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button, share the show, and subscribe to the channel. But you know what? Fuck all that. Just hit the like button. I mean, I ain't gonna give you a whole lot to do. Just hit the like button and everything be all right. Just hit the like button and everything be all right. How y'all feeling today? Let me give a shout out to my peoples in the chat. You know what I mean? T Carry right morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peepers going directly into your site. What's good? And Dimples D's. What up, Dimples? How you feeling, my? Good to see me some you. And Tori 2200. Tori 2200. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Good to see you. Maritza Allberg. Ritzy Allberg. Pizza Allberg. What's good, man? What's good? So we are talking about when they know that you're about to leave. Got a poll question going on. We're going to add to it, though. I can't physically add to it. I can't put like more options on there. But if you look at the poll question that we have up for today, who acts the funniest when they know that you're when they know that you're going to leave them? Spouses or lovers, jobs or businesses, prisons or prisoners, or someone who you are paying money to. Do you know who the someone who you may be paying money to? Like phone companies, utility companies, when you are able to switch from one to the other. The thing is, normally the people who you are paying money to, they act funny in a good way. Like when they know that you're about to leave, they start offering you the discounts that they should have been offering you before you made the decision to leave their asses. What up, Shinoy Gamers? Like that, Shinoy Gamers. What's good? He said, hey, uncle. He says, we got you before GTA 6. Boom. That's what's up. You know, I'm going to be, damn. I want to play right after the show, but I got a little business that I have to take care of after the show. But I will be on not GTA 6, because you know that shit ain't out yet. What they say that shit is going to come out like the end of next year, some whatever, man. It's like, will we ever see GTA 6? But I will be on Call of Duty 6. I'll definitely be on there. So you can hit me up, Sun752. That's my handle on there. What up? Stacy White. What's good, ma? Stizacy Wizite. Jeff Sprayberry. Thanks for coming on through, my dude. Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate you mucho. So yeah. So someone you paying money to. Yeah. People who you pay money to get real funny when you about to leave them. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a not so good way. You know what I mean? They be ready to throw the baby out with the bath water. And you know, we're going to start it off like this. When they know that you're about to leave them, because you know, in certain industries, in a certain industry or certain industries, when they know that you're about to take your business elsewhere, or you're about to make money for somebody else, sometimes some real questionable things can happen to you. Like we've all wondered about, but have known a little bit about what has happened to certain musical artists who were talking about leaving one record label for another record label, or asking for their royalties and things like that. You know, rumors have swirled around Tupac's passing, Notorious B.I.G.'s passing, Prince Rogers Nelson passing, and other people, Angie Stone, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, even Aaliyah. There's been I don't know, man. It seems like anytime a celebrity dies tragically, there are swirling rumors about, you know, they was about to leave this label. They was about to start their own thing. They were about to do this with that person. You know, they were basically about to leave the label. So without us knowing exactly what happened before that death occurred, Yo, Shinoy Gamers, you doing too much. You doing too much. Like right now, you spam it. Um, please don't do that. Slow down. Join in the conversation. We're not talking about that shit you trying to talk about. So I mean, if you don't stop, I'm gonna have to get rid of you. I don't really like to do that or really want to do it, but I'll do it in a heartbeat. Stop spamming the chat. You can join in with the conversation. If you don't want to be a part of the conversation, then you'll be out of the conversation. I can arrange that for you. Not trying to be, I don't want to be mean or nothing like that, but I'm all right. I tried. I tried. At Gen M was good. So yeah. Oh, I can't block you? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Let me see. I mean, people want to start the bullshit early today. It's young in the show. You know, we still babies on the show. But yeah, like I was saying, and we don't know the circumstances leading up to the death of some of these questionable deaths that have happened to some of these artists. I mean, you would think with a lot of them it was pretty cut and dry. They were murdered, but why were they murdered? Like for what reason? What was the motive? What was the motivation behind the killing? So anyway, I'm saying all that to say that there have been some ironclad evidence of how some labels have treated their artists when they wanted to leave the label or when they wanted to be released. Look at the locks at Bad Boy Records. Now Puffy and Bad Boy Records have been long rumored to play around with people's money and their career when the issue of money came up. Look at the locks. The locks actually survived leaving Bad Boy. Literally. They literally survived. Their careers and everything remained intact after leaving Bad Boy Records. Not a lot of people can say that. No, we know what happened to the notorious B.I.G. He's definitely going to be Bad Boy for life. But we look at what happened. We look at what happened with Craig Mack. Pretty tragic. We look at what happened to G. Depp. We look at what happened to Black Rob. We look at what happened to Faith Evans was on Bad Boy, but then again, from let her tell it, she wasn't really on Bad Boy. I'm like, I had your first 3 CDs and they said clearly Bad Boy Records. And they did have another record label on there. But I'm thinking that label was the distribution label. Bad Boy was the label that you were signed to, because Bad Boy is definitely not a distribution label or company. But okay. Anyway, so, the way they act when they know that you're about to leave them. Now, if you are a cash cow for somebody, if you are the one bringing in all the money, you are the provider. So nothing gets bought. Nothing is arranged. Nothing is intact in the way that it's supposed to be without you. Then you are a big loss. So what happens with the people who are dependent upon you for the financial support, for the work that you put in, your time, your energy, your ideas, your structure? You think maybe they might act a little funny when you're about to go? See, we're going to open this thing up. We're going to open this thing up and we're going to talk about what we need to talk about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, because there are a lot of different ways that people act when you about to leave. There are a lot of different ways. Oh, shit. Hold on. TK Wright says Kim Porter was walking away from her loyalty to Diddy, and then she suddenly was terminated. I said, terminated. Good word. From what I understand about Kim Porter, she was healthy as a horse. And then she was dead as a doorknob. But you know, people up and die all the time. But yeah, so like I was talking about before, the Lox actually survived leaving Bad Boy. 112, they're still alive, but was 112 ever the 112 that they were when they were with Bad Boy Records? Those guys were talented, very, very talented. On the writing, on the producing, or whatever, a lot of that Puffy took credit for, and you know, the whole publishing thing and all of that. And even when they went to Def Jam Records, Puffy still owned them. So if you bought the CD, you looked on the back of the CD and you saw Bad Boy Records down at the bottom, because that was an affiliation labels, which meant that he still owned the rights to them. So like, yeah, you can sign them, but they signed over here too. So now it has become a joint venture, and guess who's gonna get paid? So I hope they do well over there where you are, because now I ain't got to do no work. I'm getting paid off of residuals. I'm getting that residual money on some mid-level marketing type scheme. Pyramid, baby. They have become the Bad Boy Pyramid. But Bad Boy Records ain't the first record label to have some shady dealings. As far as the way that they treated their artists while they were on the label, or when those artists or that said artist was trying to leave the label. People get funny when they know that you're about to leave. People get funny when they know that you are about to leave, when you are getting ready to go. But what about in your life? What about in your life? How have people generally acted towards you when they knew or know that you were about to do something else, make your exit, go somewhere where you were more welcome, when you were about to take your talents to South Beach? Take your talents to South Beach. Take your talents to South Beach. You remember when LeBron James said that? You remember when LeBron James said that when he left the Cleveland Cavaliers to go to the Miami Heat because he wanted to win a championship, and he knew he couldn't win a championship in Cleveland. Well, maybe with the team that he had, the structure of the team that was there, and for the time of his life while he was there, he could not win a championship in Cleveland. So he decided to pack his shit up and go down to South Beach, Miami, baby. Hook up with Dwayne Wade and that other guy. And they were supposed to be instantly the best team in the NBA. Well, you see the way Cleveland, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, if y'all remember that, or if y'all follow the NBA, you know, he talked bad about LeBron. When LeBron was talking about leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers, a smear campaign. Well, first it was, "We love you, LeBron. Don't leave us. You know, we don't care how much we gotta pay. We trying to get you to stay. Yo, whatever we gotta give to you. Oh, yo, we gonna give it to you. It's true. Yo, if you stay on this team, we gonna make it seem that you are the best thing like a god. We gonna represent the shit hard. Oh, you saw the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers was salty. He was salty as an anchovy. He was. But remember, first, they did everything in their power, which is kind of why I understood why he was salty, because they did everything in their power to try to keep LeBron James. They did. I can't even front. They had a parade and rallies for LeBron James just to stay in Cleveland. And you know, at the time, I thought the way that that LeBron James handled that situation was wrong. Not just because not because of the team he was leaving, because for his own career, I can understand anybody going to chase the paper or the legacy that they want to leave. But the way that the way he did it, to me, kind of rubbed it in the fans' faces. Like, I don't care if y'all want me to stay. I'm leaving y'all. I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me. Oh, should I say? Hold me like you never let me go. What up, Carla? Carla is in the house. What up, Carla? How you feeling, ma? Good to see me some you all the time. All the time. TK Wright says, I was mad about the way he handled that because they should have built a stronger team around him so that they could win. Well, they were so close to winning, and the owner, probably in his misunderstanding or being cheap, he thought, well, if we keep getting to the championships, don't we have a championship team? And I could understand that argument to a certain degree, but you have to have the team that's able to get over the hump. And in order to do that, you have to have the right kind of play. You have to have championship players around you to not just get you to the championship, but to help you win that shit. But I could understand how he felt that, no, that's not our fault that we didn't win the championship, because how can you say that we haven't built a team around you to win the championship if you keep getting to the championship multiple times? How can you say that? So I see both sides of the argument, but the bottom line is they acted a certain kind of way when they knew that he was ready to move on. When they knew that LeBron James was ready to go, they first it was like, yo, let's show him how much we love him. Remember, this is his home state. It's almost his hometown. He grew up just a little while away from here. I think didn't LeBron James grow up in Cleveland? I mean, in Columbus. Columbus? Is it Columbus or was it Columbus? I know it's somewhere. Wasn't like Dayton or somewhere. What city did LeBron James grow up in? Akron. Where my brother from another mother, Norris Hill, where he live at. He grew up in Akron. So Akron is very close to Cleveland. He grew up in Akron. Well, yeah. So they was like, listen, this is his home state. Cleveland is damn near his home city. You know, let's show him how much we love him. We love you. Dear old Bronny, we love. Dear old Bronny, we love. And Bron was like, there ain't enough money in this whole world that y'all can pay me to stay up in here. I'm getting up out of here. So anyway, after he made the decision to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers, the owner switched up his whole tune. It went from, we love you so much, we want you to be here, win championships here, retire here, It went from that to, man, fuck him. He wasn't all that anyway. We gonna win championships without you. Evidently, you wasn't good enough to win us a championship anyway. So we gonna recruit. We gonna draft these players that are better than you from college, and they gonna come in here and they gonna win the championship with us, for us. Unlike you traitor, you bum, you disloyal, unfaithful bitch. Go on to Miami, ya hoe. Because that's where all the whores go. Miami. Well, he went to Miami, won a championship, came back to Cleveland. After all was said and done, years later, won a championship for them. Went over to... It wasn't a lot of drama the second time he left Cleveland. Which I kind of think that the reason that there probably wasn't a lot of drama when he left Cleveland the second time was because they didn't want to revisit what happened the first time. And they probably thought like, well, you know, he's on his career isn't on his way up. It was a valid argument at the time. I mean, he'd been in the NBA for a long time. You know, LeBron James is probably held up physically better than any player ever in the NBA. But I've had to concede to the fact that he's not the LeBron James of 10 years ago as he is now. Nah, he's a little slower now. Them shots don't go in as well as they used to, and he's not as imposing as he was when he was young, even though he was the oldest young person I ever knew. In the NBA, LeBron James was 40 at 19. All right, anyway, TK Wright says he did what was best for him, his family, and his craft. I agree. I agree. TK Wright says, ask the Eagles about that theory. What, building through the draft? Well, they've been good at it. So the Eagles were great, but needed to be better in certain aspects. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, well. So you mean about the part of getting to the Super Bowl but not winning it? The Eagles have lost 3 Super Bowls and won 2. They should have won every Super Bowl that they had been in. They had the squad every single Super Bowl that they were in. I blame that shit on coaching. I blame it on coaching. But to keep in step with the topic, the Eagles have acted funny when certain players have asked for more money or they were talking about moving on or whatever. They're not exempt from, you know, putting things out there on the rumor mill and maybe what could be categorized as not acting as professional as they probably could have. Actunified says, I closed the poll because for me it was patents on my mind. Patents? Manas R says, God is good, God is great. But can we say God is great, God is good, and we thank him for our food? Oh, you said parents. Okay. That's what you meant. I closed the poll because for me, it was parents on my mind. Well, I'm glad you said that, sir. I'm glad you said that. Because right here, I have written down in cursive, and it's probably backwards for y'all, family and parents. And and we can go into that. The way parents Some parents act when they know that you are about to leave the nest. Some parents suffer from empty nest syndrome and or the anxiety surrounding it, and they try to keep their kids with them forever. Complaining about their kids the whole way. Y'all not mature. Y'all not acting like blah, 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 blah. I didn't raise y'all to do this, that, and the third. But at the same time, they don't want the kids to really grow up. I know of some situations. Anyway, yeah, and some parents, when they know that you're about to go ahead and be an adult, whether you're about to get married, whether you are about to get your own place, move on. Some parents get real crazy. Now, what are some of the things that a parent who is afraid or who is anxious about having the empty nest, what are some of the things that they might do? What are some of the things that they might do? They might beg you to stay. They might create a situation where you are afraid to leave. Like, I don't know, fake like they have some kind of illness or condition where, like, I understand that you're about to leave, but before you go, just know that I've been diagnosed with I came down with well, could you at least stop by sometimes? Yo, say a little hum, like little rhymes. I don't want to be dying all alone. You are my firstborn. Yo, the tone of your voice, I know you're ready to go, but just like you, and sometimes show a little love and affection towards your mom or your dad, so I won't be dying alone. If you had a little compassion in your heart, a little love, yo, please don't start making me cry, because I'll do it. I don't want to die. Yo, I asked why. I've known parents to do it. Getting late term Munchausen's disease. Munchausen syndrome. How you 30 years removed from your last pregnancy and you coming down with Munchausen's? Faking illnesses, creating situations where if you were going to leave on the 1st, you're probably going to put it back to the 1st of next month or next year. You know, on some Fred Sanford shit. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. How many times did Lamont threaten to move out and do his own thing and had to stay because Fred Sanford was like, oh. Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. I'm coming to join you. Hey, man, a lot of parents fear that their kids won't come around and show any love anymore if they let them move out. So they try to keep them as close as possible. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, parents is an interesting place to go with this topic. Very interesting. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. We ain't done. We are just getting into the crux of this thing. We are just getting into the crux. All right. What?
You have a call from Rita.
Rita, welcome to the Urban Therapy with Son Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this afternoon?
Hey, I forgot I had to say my name. All right, so this subject really speaks to me because it reminds me of how my ex-husband behaved when he realized that I was like really leaving. You know, and I was the main breadwinner in the home. And he was fine with all the dirt that he was doing out in the streets because he was definitely for the streets. And, he was all cocky, still very arrogant. But once he realized I was like really leaving, it was like, okay, that cash cow is leaving now. Now I'm actually going to have to be a more active parent. He was very active when the kids were younger, but some parents are like great when the kids are older. Some parents are great when the kids are younger. Some parents aren't good at all. He was great when they were younger, but then as they got older, kind of faded off. And I just remember how he was kind of like scrambling, almost like the stages of grief, where he didn't believe it. When I say it, I mean he didn't believe that I was really going to leave. And then there were tears, and then he was angry, and then he acted like he didn't care, and then he went back to acting like he did care. It was just this subject is hitting close to home today.
I hear you. Are you gonna be able to do this? Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine.
All right. Let me make it worse. All right. So I was only. I'm sorry. I was just thinking that, not actually verbalizing it. Strike that from the record. No, listen. Seriously. Like, yeah. Spouses, lovers. It's funny how a person can treat you very dismissively, or take you for granted, or take unfair advantage of you, or just be very inconsiderate of you. And to be fair, or should I say to be objective, you can mistreat somebody and still really love them, because all of that mistreatment is a character flaw. And there may have been things that have happened to you psychologically that won't allow you, that will facilitate your bad behavior towards somebody. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse, but it comes out and it manifests itself in ways like when you have a good person in your life that you've been shitting on for, I don't know, months, years, decades, or whatever. And now they've finally gotten fed up, and you're so used to them not being fed up or being fake fed up that it's a shock to your system that they would actually rebel against this poor treatment, especially when you were just about to shape up and do the right things. You wait until I'm finally about to get my shit together and repent and tithe and purge and do everything right. Now after all of this stuff that you've weathered the storm through, now you wanna up and leave out of nowhere. Well, yeah, spouses, lovers and shit, they act funny because at the end of the day, they are used to you being there. Yeah, they're not used to treating you well, but they're used to you being there and putting up with their shit. And sometimes in the whole toxicity of the situation, they have convinced themselves that you have adapted to the way that they treat you. So why you bitching now?
Well, the truth is that you do adapt to the way that they treated you. But there comes a time where you have to make a decision about whether or not you want to stay in that situation and whether or not that adaptation has cost you a part of yourself. So they would be correct that you have, conditioned yourself to being okay with it. Whatever it takes to survive mentally and emotionally for something, depending on the situation. But yeah, I think that the offender is just delusional in their thinking. But that's just me.
Yeah, they may be delusional in their thinking, but at the same time, you still have to live within the confines of this situation. And if you're really serious about making a move, then you're going to make it. So what are you going to? I'm saying all of this to say, and I hate to put it this way, but there's no way around it. Leaving a lover or a spouse sometimes has an impact on your safety and security. It's
Yeah,
not always
that's
healthy.
absolutely true.
It's not always healthy, emotionally and physically. Some
Yeah,
people, to
that's
keep you
so
from
true.
leaving them, they will make you leave this earth.
That's true. And that's true. And that's not something that you can easily explain to people. Well, especially if they know both parties, you know. Yeah.
You know, Rita, if I may call you
I'm
by
not
your
used to
first
you
name.
saying you can. I'm just not used to it.
Okay. I'm gonna do it this one time, and then I ain't gonna do it no more. But you
No, it's
know,
fine.
okay, cool. Um, some people aren't good at building shit. At They're not good at building anything constructive, anything decent, anything productive. But they might be hella great at sabotage.
Mm.
Some people cannot design a building and construct and get the funding and the materials and the contracts to build a building, but they know how to get something like a wrecking ball and a crane to tear that bitch down. And sometimes those are the people that we have in our lives.
Yeah.
Sabotage artists honestly concern me because sabotage is more than just destruction. Sabotage is when you set something up to fail.
Yeah.
So you strategically have it fail at a specific time in a specific way. And it's often something that you have helped to build or have contributed to in some kind of way. Sabotage doesn't normally only impact one person, but it can. It can,
Mm-hmm.
but there's normally a lot of collateral damage over sabotage. And I've known some sabotage artists. Okay, if I don't get my way, nobody's going to like the way that they get. Nobody.
Yeah.
So this is something that you have to think about when leaving a lover or a spouse. You know, will they get the utilities in your house cut off? Even if you've paid them, do some shit like call the utility company and tell them that you moving. So they come out and turn your shit off. You come home from work, you know, it's dark in the house, but it was daytime, so no big deal, right? You go to wash your hands, go use the toilet, go to flush that bitch. Anybody who's ever had their water cut off, you know that first flush is good.
I'm hanging up. It's for real. then you hear that.
That first flush is all right, but you used to hearing the water fill up in the tank, and you don't hear that bitch. Now, when you go to wash your hands, that's when the truth is going to come all the way out. Because that pressure, if there's any water left in the line, because you might have drained the line out by flushing the toilet. But anyway, yeah, that's a hell of a shot. You come home, everything, the lights cut off, the water cut off. You know what I'm saying? The water and the electricity drives the cable. You go turn on the TV don't come on. You know what I'm saying? So, but the cable might be off, but you won't find that out until you get your lights turned back on. Yeah, shit like that. It's not going to stop you. but it's gonna throw a monkey wrench in your financial plans and inconvenience the shit out of you. And yes, I have come home to utilities being turned off, but it was because of non-payment, not because somebody sabotaged me. But anyway, the first thing you be thinking about when your water is cut off, like, yo, I need to go. I still gotta go to work tomorrow. I gotta wash my ass. So you gotta find arrangements. You know what I'm saying? Now look, I've seen people. I've never had my water cut off for more than a few hours, but I've known people who've had to go days, and that shit's real. That shit is real. You see them bring. I remember seeing people bringing
water.
I remember seeing people coming in the crib with gallons of water before bottled water was the thing. Like, what's all that water? You know what I mean? Mad gallons of water. You never realize how many gallons of water it takes to take a bath or a shower until you only have enough water for a sink full. Bird baths for everybody. Courtesy of your motherfucking father. I'm laughing, but I've known enough people who have been through that shit. It's nasty. I mean, and some of them don't even get it cut off legally. No, they didn't call the utility company. They just got themselves a water key or a gas key and turned it off themselves. None of the neighbors thought anything about it because he lived there as far as they were concerned. So yeah, these are the kind of things that lovers and spouses may do when they know that you're about to leave them. Now, are those things going to make you stay? No. But it's like, shit, I'm sad, I'm mad, I want somebody else to feel how I feel. I want to feel like I'm feeling right now. Even if I don't get to watch it. Shit is fucked up. Y'all, listen, y'all be careful out there. You hear me? Y'all be careful out there. Shit is real. Ritzy Allberg says, oh, God, Sun 752, you and Rita spoke for me. I am triggered. We all triggered.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Listen, it gets worse. How many of y'all have ever thought that y'all heard y'all spouse hiding in the or y'all lover hiding in the fucking house on some horror movie shit? Yeah, it happens. Boy. Here it is, 2, 3 in the morning.
And how about they were actually in the house?
That's what I'm saying.
He came in through the basement, bro. He came
2, 3 in the morning, and you hear a key turn in your fucking. Let's say you live in an apartment, so you can hear the door. Yeah. Who else has a key here? Oh, was it the person that said that they turned in their keys to you? Oh yeah, I was just coming here because I forgot I left me an Ensure in the refrigerator. I'm just gonna get it. Yo, I know you didn't drink that boost I left in here.
Yo, I'm so mad at this right now. You don't even understand why. I'm like, yo, who ate my damn chicken? Now, one of my kids doesn't eat meat.
I can't.
Right? I can't. And the other one was like, I know better. It wasn't me. And we couldn't figure out who it was, only to find out that their father had snuck in through the basement and was hiding in the office quietly.
Oh, shit.
And we didn't go in there. We hardly ever did. And he sat there listening to us try to figure the shit out. Then we had to put bars and wood over the basement door, and then we heard him some other night trying to get in through the basement door. He had to knock.
Whew.
We talked to him through the window.
I'm really sorry that you had to go through this.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it some more. So there's some interesting comments in the chat. Let me see.
Okay, what is it?
Actunify says maybe they don't realize that the part of the spouse that they had tried to kill is about to die or already had. That's a deep concept. Maybe they don't realize that the part of the spouse that they tried to kill is about to die or already had. Oh, I guess he's talking. I'm talking about the love that you have for a person. Like maybe the love is already finished, already flatlined, already died out. You know what I mean?
Maybe they don't realize it. But how could you not? And first of all, if you don't realize that love is dwindling or the respect is dwindling, then you're truly not paying attention to the things and the person that you're supposed to be paying attention to.
Yeah.
You should be able to sense when there's a change or shift. Especially, if the person is really into you, whether it's a man or a woman. I don't want to say especially if it's a woman, especially if it's a man. Because when someone is into you, they're into you. And they show it in whatever way that person shows it. So if it starts to go away, you should notice. And if you don't, that sounds like a you problem. It sounds like just another thing that warrants them making their move to leave.
Yeah. The part of them that they tried to kill, in other words, it could be like your spirit. They tried to kill off your spirit, and your spirit for them, or your love that you have for them, or the energy that you have for them, it has died a long time ago. They just don't know. They just don't know. And it can be, this can be especially alarming or put you on even more notice when you concede to the fact that they the option to keep you or for you to not leave is gone. Like there's nothing, you know what I mean? Like ain't no ankles that they can grab, or you know what I mean? They may be able to slow down the process, but they can't stop it. And for some people, that's so demoralizing, even in their toxicity, that they can't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? They can't deal with that shit. All right, but they deal with it in their own way. They deal with it in their own way. All right, let me come down a little bit. Ansel Jones, my brother Ansel Jones, he says, it hurts watching them leave and come back to get hurt more. Wow. What standpoint are we speaking from? You know what I mean? Maritza Allberg says, at a very young age, I was the breadwinner. Man, y'all young women, man, y'all be taking care of y'all some niggas. Where was I when y'all was giving out all this stuff? Anyway, Ritzy says, when I left, he cried like a child and did beg for me to keep him, but I couldn't no more. Couldn't do it. Can't. Carla says, son, that actually happened to me with my first husband. He turned off all this shit to make me stay. No. You want lights? You got to be with me. You want to heat this house in the wintertime? You got to be with me. Huh? You want to talk on that telephone? You got to talk to me. Okay? Hey, you want to be able to drive something to and from? You want to go to the store? You got to come to me. You want the water to wash your face, your hands, your butt, your twat, your feet. You want to practice good hygiene. You got to get it through me. Yes, I hold the keys. You want to watch, I don't know, the House of Pain on the television. You got to go through me. I got everything. And it's funny because they ain't the ones that pay for shit a lot of times, but they the ones that feel like they can control it because they're going to sabotage it or break it. Break it. Sabotage. If you leave me, I'm going to rip up these old pictures of your granny.
No, how about if you leave me, and then like, oh, you saying you leaving me? I'm gonna act like I'm grabbing something from the closet and take the birth certificate for you and the kids and the social security cards and pictures, very specific pictures of family members.
So none of y'all ever gonna get driver's licenses.
He's like, you know what? That's why you can only get 3 replacement social security cards in your life, and you're about to get your second. That's the position they put you in.
God damn. Oh my God, the evil. The evil.
Like, for real, y'all. It's crazy business. Straight crazy business.
Yeah. All right. Richie says, I showered with cold water for a few days once in my life. I think we've all done that. And I'll gamble to say that none of us wanted to. We hear about it being hot in the summertime. You know, they take a cold shower and cool us off. Don't nobody really want to do that shit. That water be colder than we be fantasizing about. We be thinking about room temperature. Cold water. That shit ain't what's coming through them pipes. You fuck around and freeze yourself in the summertime. Goddamn. 90 degrees outside, but the water only 60 degrees coming out of that motherfucking. Man, shit. Devil Boy. Wait. What's Devil Boy talking about? My birthday is February 29th, 2008, and I don't have a sibling. You too young to be on this show, and I don't have a sibling. Right? Like, no, I'm not fucking with that. You go from here. But good luck. People always coming on here fronting. All right. Ansel Jones says, when you eat a meal with someone and they're quiet. You back, Ansel. That's what's up. Marissa Alberg says at TK, right? I felt like I was going to die and I was missing out on life. I was hopeless. There's nothing worse than being hopeless and afraid. You know what I mean? Some people have given up on everything and they're pretty much unafraid. But there's nothing worse than being hopeless and afraid because you don't want to die. But you are afraid that somebody's going to take your life. So you're depressed as hell or down like a motherfucker. But, at the same time, motherfuckers trying to speed up your process. Carla says, once that inside spirit is gone, it cuts deep. Some don't come back from it mentally. That shit is like being slipped a Mickey at a young age. T. Carey Wright says, hugs, love. My ex-husband was cocky, but still didn't want me to leave. God damn. I mean, that would make me ask, was he really cocky? T. Carey Wright, was he really was he cocky? You know what I mean? I mean, false cocky. False cocky. I mean, like, people acting like they are something when they just might not be. I've known people that put on a good, they put on a good show. Like, I don't need nobody. All I need is myself. I've raised myself. I do for myself, everything myself. But inside, they really, really fear being by themselves. They just don't have the good social skills or whatever to be able to keep good people in their lives because of their funky ways, their really, really terrible ways and actions. Actunify says, when she left, I was heartbroken, but I stopped drinking and begun to write poetry. I can imagine how some of those first poems went. The bitch was on some other shit. Rumor has it that she was trying to let my brother hit. We stood together, but we did soon part. I even still hugged her when I smelled her fart. I missed the times when I felt blessed, when in all reality, it was just one big regurgitated mess. And you know how throw up smells when you smell it. And you know how shit sells when you I'm just
I'm trying to figure out where you're going.
I'm just saying, you know, when you get into your poetry and when you mad, you know, whatever you do, don't publish poetry that you wrote when you was mad. You know what I mean? Come back to that shit a few days later when you feeling better and read what you wrote. You know what I mean? Because the shit that you wrote might be evidence. It might be classified as evidence later on. This shit. I should have killed the bitch when I had a chance, but I let her go.
The end.
Oh my God. No disrespect to any bitches out there. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh God damn! What the hell? Carla said my Carrie, my ex pulled all of the spark plugs out of the car, and when I did leave, he flattened my tires down to the what? So he took a car won't run without no spark plugs. It won't start, and it ain't just starter. And without the spark plugs, that engine ain't engineing. It's the little engine that couldn't. Okay.
The little engine that won't.
Right. Marissa says, son, in the end, I realized I was with a man child. I had to run. Well, I'm glad that you still left with your legs. That's a start. Ansel Jones said, I mean, because some spouses will fucking saw your ass. Saw 1, 2, and 3. Because those were the good Saw movies. After that, from what I understand, you know what I mean? All right. Ansel says, what is there to do when flowers, gifts, and dinners don't have the same impact? Man, the bird is ready to fly. The bird got to fly. Got to let the bird fly. What? All right. Okay. If you have some time, I want to switch gears a little bit from all this trigger material that motherfuckers have gone into, because there are other places. There are. I got a list of places in scenarios where people act funny when they know you about to leave. Okay. How about the job? When jobs know that you are about to, sometimes they act funny when they know that you about to transfer. You still in the same company. But guess what this branch or this account is into? Man, jobs will not want to pay you right, will fuck with your benefits, and will give you the negative experience of a workplace of a lifetime. And then when
Mm-hmm.
when they know that you're looking for another job, or like, let's say the references from the jobs that you have applied for, interviewed with, start calling them. Sometimes, man. So let me just say this. A lot of times, the jobs that you apply for and interview for, they ask you, is it okay to contact your employer? Sometimes you better say no. Like, hell no. Now, some people who are pump faking or bluffing or really feel like they want to just rub it in the job's faces, they'll say, yeah, call them, because they want their bosses to know that they are moving on, sometimes in hopes that they will offer them more money or accommodations to stay. And sometimes just to, like I said, rub it in their face. Like, now, fuck y'all, I'm about to go. So even if y'all fire me now, as you can see, I got another job. Well, sometimes jobs will check your references before they have actually given you an offer. At
Mm-hmm.
least back in the day, they did. Now, the last few jobs that I have interviewed for and been given offers, they didn't check the. No, I was about to say something that was false. Some checked the references while they were still vetting me, and some of them waited until the offer to check the references. So and all of them didn't ask. All of them didn't ask. And they may have asked on it. No, because not all jobs have have an application. Sometimes your resume and or cover letter is your application. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. So sometimes when these jobs get wind that you about to be out, I've seen scenarios. I don't know about you, Rita, but I've seen scenarios where jobs where employees have given their 2 weeks notice, and the job let them go right then and there.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like, no, ain't no two
That
weeks for
that
you.
that has never happened to me.
I've
But
seen
I
it
have
multiple
had
times. Yeah.
jobs act funny
Mm-hmm. I've seen it
as
where
far as
the
like the
with
workload. I'm
oh
sorry.
no, I just want to say this. I've seen it where the job either lets you go right then and there, and I've seen it where the job lets you go right then and there and still paid you for the 2 weeks. But they feared it could have been because they feared that you were just going to poison the rest of the staff, or not do any work or whatever for the next 2 weeks. So as you can see, there was a clear trust issue involved, which which
Mm-hmm.
which which flowed over into ethics policy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've gotten like extra workload. Like I worked for the Bank of New York, finance officer, and and when they found out I was gonna leave, all of a sudden they wanted me to aside, like I ran the United Way campaign for the Bank of New York.
Mm-hmm.
They had me running every damn event those last 2 weeks, every event. So it's like, well, we're gonna get our money's worth type of deal. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I
Yeah,
was like, oh, that's what we're doing? Oh, huh?
and they
Oh,
show no shame. Like, look, what they say
none.
when certain coworkers might give you a little hint that it's about to be some shit. They be like they might be like, "Hey, short timer, you didn't even tell them that you was quitting, but you told HR, and guess what HR did? Like, short time, how the fuck you know? Guess what's happening at the water cooler? You know what I mean? Shit get
Funny.
real.
Mm-hmm.
It's so real. Yeah. So yeah, when certain jobs know that you about to be out, Man, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to keep your head on a
Not just
swivel.
but not just the boss though. The other employees that might be hating
Keep
because
your
you're leaving.
what? You
Yeah,
might have to rumble on your way out.
people are trying to sabotage you, knowing that you're on your way out. They start doing blaming you for all the stuff they did wrong.
Oh my
Saying, "Oh,
gosh.
what must have been Rita," you know.
Yo, I've heard that. I remember when I left the convention center. I was still in contact with some people who worked there, and it was like, yo, they trying to say that you did this and you did. I'm like, now you know goddamn well. Well, first of all, they got cameras. You know what I mean? That's number motherfucking one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was doing something, ain't no way with the atmosphere that was created around here, that ain't no way that I would be able to just to exist in that space. They wasn't gonna let me get away with shit. Not a motherfucking thing. Not a ting. Not a ting.
Not okay.
And Tuna Five says, now that you said that, I got a funny feeling, man. Listen, when it comes to money, whether you are the one that's providing the money or you are the one that's making the money for somebody, yeah, they gonna get funny. They gonna get funny when you about to leave. They really will. Like, and this shit it can have an impact on your health.
Have you ever experienced? I think I remember you saying that you used to be a landlord, right? Did you? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now I'm triggered, goddamn. Like,
did you ever get funny when you had renters leave?
I never got funny on anybody business wise. I've never gotten funny on anybody that wanted to leave. I've always been congratulatory. However, I've had the reverse experience of when tenants knew that you were starting the eviction process.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I've been the victim of a lot of sabotage. A lot of sabotage. Like, yeah, whoever get this place again, they won't be moving right in, that's for sure. And I've had 5-gallon paint cans turned up on hardwood floors. I've had drains of tub and sink drains stopped up and the water turned on and they just left the house. So it would flood the house.
Wow.
Yeah. Electrical lines cut. Of course, holes punched and hammered into to walls and all kinds of shit. I've experienced the negative gamut of things that can happen when a tenant knows that they're going to be forced to leave. Some motherfuckers are just mean.
I've heard stories like that before.
Yeah.
With people like pouring concrete down the toilet so that it would harden in the main line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, shit like that. I've had paint poured down drains. Or motherfucking joint compound. I'm just happy. I'm grateful that they stopped short of I'm happy that they stopped short of mortar mix. You know what I mean? You gotta count. You gotta get your blessings from somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why every time I think about getting back into the landlording business, the money that I made that's the thing that makes it so attractive. Like, oh yeah, let's do it again, but this time we'll do it the right way. And then when I think about these stories, I think like, oh hell the fuck no, not again. They barely survived the first time, and so did I. I've had death threats and threats of bodily harm, all kinds of shit.
Mm. But are you dead?
Ansel Jones, I know, right? Did you die? No, you didn't, did you? Did you? I'm like, well, no, but I almost did. I was unconscious for a while. Ansel Jones said, I heard Omar was stealing boxes. Damn, fuck was in them. Yeah, I mean, I had to help my girl move. You know what I mean? I was gonna bring him back. Oh man, Carla says now people train someone who is actually going to take the position. Now that's god. Oh yeah. Oh
I'm not training
shit.
no damn body. Nope. Nope. You're not gonna.
Oh.
Nope. I won't do it. I won't do
Oh
it. I did that.
my
I did that once or
god.
twice in my younger years when they knew I was leaving. They were like, "Oh, you were so great." They try to gas you up too. You were so great. We have somebody coming in to try to fill your shoes, and would you mind showing them the ropes? Absolutely. Here you go. Steal everything. You take the money from the deposit. You put half
Yo,
in
you
your
gotta
pocket and you
chill.
deposit the rest.
What in the hell? Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. You gotta keep. Yeah, when jobs know that you about to go, you gotta keep. You co-workers, managers, owners, all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because listen, you at the end of the day, you make money for that company, and if they know that you're going to go to the competition, which could have an effect on their bottom line, man, that's not something that they always are going to give you a warm reception for. So while some of your coworkers are planning a farewell party for you, motherfucker, management is planning to let you go before that date. Yo, we had a potluck for Rita. Why Rita didn't come in? Oh, they let Rita go on Friday. The potluck was on Wednesday. Wednesday coming up. Listen, y'all can meet her at happy hour on the Friday coming. You know what I'm saying?
Cold blooded.
Like, my peoples run the bar over there. They'll let us bring the food in. But yeah, it's funny. Now, what are your thoughts on schools? How the way schools act when you're about to graduate?
You mean you as a student?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hadn't even really thought about that.
I know that's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I have to tell you, I got some shit.
But because because I do work or have worked in that field, I can tell you that let's say your child goes to you live in a certain school district and you want to remove your child and put them in like a charter school. When that school, the school that they're attending, finds out.
Shit! Wow.
Sometimes they mistreat your child. I have seen principals be like, "Oh, you want to leave? Withdraw them today." And legally, they're not supposed to do that. If your child is 17 or under, they're supposed to remain enrolled into that school until the school is notified that they are enrolled into a different school. I have seen principals withdraw a student right there as soon as the parent said, but I'm thinking about taking them to an online school or homeschooling or a charter school.
Wow.
I've seen teachers and principals mistreat a child I've seen them suck up to a parent. Um, like, come on, man, come on, we can work this out. I know we weren't making the accommodations in your child's IEP, but we're going to do it now. Now, you hungry? Yeah, like I've seen them really do this.
Mm.
So yeah, so I can't really. I don't know. I don't see anything but pride usually when a child is graduating. Unless it's a teacher who thinks that the child didn't deserve to graduate because they look down on that child.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I've seen that too. But I've seen more of a response to when a parent is exercising their ability to make their own school choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and keeping in step with that, even with the graduation thing. Let's say it was a high school that you were graduating from, or even a middle school situation or junior high where they know, where just like you were talking about, they know that you're trying to go to a certain type of school or whatever. They may
Mm-hmm.
play around with your with sending out your transcripts to places where you've requested. I've known things like that to happen. Like, yeah, the transcripts can go out.
I think Yeah, I think that question, and I apologize for cutting you off.
You got.
You said something that when you said transcripts, and made me think of college.
Mm-hmm.
You see more responses on a college level when it comes to graduation because you'll have advisors who knew damn well that you needed certain things. Wait until here you are. You're thinking you're about to graduate. They be like, no, you still need this, that, or the other. Or they respond late to you
Mm-hmm.
on things, as far as like advocating for you for with a certain class or a certain teacher, certain
Mm-hmm.
professor.
I'm telling you, it could be some shit dealing with school. It can be some
Mm-hmm.
shit dealing with school. Um, um, for years, I had to go back and forth with Penn State about verification of my degree, shit like that. Hey, listen, it ain't it ain't always sweet like that. It depends
Yeah.
on your relationship with an institution, and certain people in there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It can get hairy, and you may not really think about these things until it affects you and yours to the degree where you like, yo, I don't even, y'all not making no money or losing no money with me leaving, which may or may not be true. And depending on the standpoint that you're speaking about it from, it can weigh on their decisions to sort of hold up traffic or open up some lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go a little lighthearted, a little less. You know,
Okay.
how many of y'all have pets? Cats, dogs, hamsters, horses, cows, livestock that are so used to seeing you. But, like you may have a dog or a cat that acts peculiar when you about to go to work. Like they know, they see you packing up your stuff and, doing whatever it is that you do. Sometimes animals act a little funny. Yes,
Yeah.
animals. You know what I mean? They know you coming back. That don't mean that they don't feel some kind of way when you gotta go. I've known people who had dogs with when it was time for, they might take the dog out for the walk or whatever, let them go ahead and go to the bathroom. And then, the dog want to hang out all day. And you like, no, the dog knows that you are finna go to work. You finna go to work. And now the dog is acting all extra affectionate or acting like it's gonna break something. You might have to put the dog in the cage. Like, listen, I want the doggy to be able to roam around the house freely, but I can't have him breaking shit. Same thing with a
Mm-hmm.
cat. Same thing with a cat. We all know that cats are known for jumping up on shit and sometimes tearing things down with their curious nature or whatever. But yeah, cats can act a little funny even with Crystal. Crystal act a little funny when she knows I'm about to leave for a while. And she can tell. Like, they are more perceptive than, like, if you don't think that your cat knows when you are about to go, ask yourself if you have the type of cat that's always at the door when you get home, or the kind of dog that's always at the door when you get home. You think they don't, even if you don't drive, because they definitely know the sound of your car when it rolls up. They're able to put together, connect the dots easily with that. So that
they know
shows
the sound of your keys.
I know something. Whether I walk up to the crib or whether I drive to the crib, Crystal be knowing. She be there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, that's like, what the fuck? And it wasn't because she was looking out the window. Maybe when I get to the corner, she can smell it like, oh, here he come, here he come, here he come, here he come. But yeah, but they might, but certain pets might act a little funny, especially if they know you're going to be gone for a while. Like if they know that you are going to take them to the kennel or have somebody watch them because you have to leave out of town or be away from home for a few days or weeks. And yeah, pets can act funny when they know that you're about to leave.
Well, easier than pets. I'm surprised you didn't bring up children. That's an easy one.
What,
in my opinion, it's an easy example.
It is, and I lump them into the family thing, but they deserve, they need this specific category. So yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So some kids would be like, "I bye," especially if you left them with some family members that they feel are more agreeable to what they like to do. So kids would be like, "All right," sometimes they tell you to have a good day. Sometimes they just throw up the peace sign. Other kids will cry. Oh my gosh, my oldest son. He didn't do this with me. He did this with his father. And this boy would, it's so embarrassing. So he would throw himself onto the wall.
What?
And he would go, "Daddy, Daddy, please don't go, Daddy." He was like 10, still doing this. And then his father would be like, "Son, come give me a hug." And he would hold his father's waist. "But please don't go." He says, "I have to go. I have to go make money." This is back when my ex-husband actually made some. Anyway, and he would say, "I have to go, I have to go." He would cry, real tears, real snot, and he would throw himself back on the wall, and he would slide down the wall like Scarlett at the top of the screen.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I said, "What the Scarlett O'Hara is going on? What's going on?" Like, it was just so dramatic. And I'm sorry I laughed. I couldn't. I was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Like, dude, talk about separation anxiety. The other kids are looking like, Negro, he's coming back. Like he does each day. Why are we going through this every day? So, but I do believe he has separation anxiety. My oldest son is from my ex-husband's first marriage, and I think he suffered. He saw more than my second oldest. So I think watching that divorce happen and then being used as a pawn by that both parents created that level of separation anxiety. So I mean that I wouldn't have the same reaction now that I did then, because I understand more of what brought it on. Although I still think that 10 years old is too old to be sliding down the damn wall and down the steps.
Yeah. Yeah, certain children definitely have separation issues, and it can really start to show itself when it's time for them to start going to school and stuff like that. You know, like those first few days or weeks of school can be rough. Like, who's leaving who? You dropped me off where to go where? Why? With who? You know, I ain't with them. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it. I've seen it. That's crazy. Yo, and the getting back to the animal part, Carla said animals have temper tantrums. My daughter's pit don't I guess she means pit bull. My daughter's pit bull don't play about her. She always tripping over Blaze. Like, like, where you think you going? You think I'm not going? And Actunify says, right? Us. You see that leash over there? I'm with it. All right. Actunify says, it's enough to think about to go somewhere. I'm about to go somewhere, and my dog comes up to me saying, I'm ready. Bring you the leash in the mouth. Like, look, I got you. You know what I mean? You ain't got to do nothing but put this thing around my neck and I'm ready. Hey, just connect it to the thing. If I had hands instead of paws, I'd do it myself. But I'm ready. And I would imagine that with pet owners who take their pets places, like a lot of people go, take their dog everywhere. And you learn, until you have a dog, you think that dogs automatically adapt to riding in the car? Like, you've been on the highway, on the street, you see people's dogs, just with their head out the window or just sitting in the seat, chilling and all of that. It never occurs to you until you get a dog that they had to get to that point where they are calm and know how to ride in the car. Yo, them first few car rides with the dog, that shit don't be going well. You know what I mean? And the cat, oh Lord, if you've ever taken a cat in a car outside of a carrier, them motherfuckers be tripping. They be tripping. You want to see a cat jump from the back window to the front windshield? You'll see.
I would never drive with a cat who wasn't in a carrier.
I've done it.
Never ever.
I've never. Well, no, I was about to say I've never driven with them in the carrier, but no, I may not have. No, wait, with Lovey, I had to. She wasn't having none of that shit. But I've taken Crystal in the car, and she was actually okay. She's like kind of stood down, like, what the fuck? But my cat Mo, he started tripping, and then he just said, you know what? I ain't no bitch. Fuck it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He just hit the floor like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I know you ain't trying to hurt me, and I know you're not taking me out to the state park to drop me off because I ain't do shit. So I'ma just trust you.
Surprise, the state park we are at. Joke's on you, Mo.
I did take. I remember I did take Lovey in the car before. It was, uh, boy. That cat took everything personally. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? I got a fragile heart. The fuck? To see the world moving like that. Why would you do this? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Actunify says, wait, let me go back up. Carla says, when I visit my AZ, not getting out of Blaze in my view. Okay, Actunify says, I used to leave my dog at home while doing a full day of work, but these days we go everywhere together. That's cool. T. Carey Wright says, my dog used to rip up my decorative pillows. Yeah. And TK Wright says, not mine. She used to throw up every time. And she also says, I'm glad that they have doggy daycares now. She also says, Carla, I was mad at her, but hugged her because I wanted to build her confidence. Woo! Yeah. But children, pets, yeah, when they know you gonna be gone for a while or you about to leave. You know what I mean, a lot of them, get to crying and shit and acting out, falling out on the floor. For the ones who can get away with the temper tantrums, they'll do it. They will do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it can be quite an experience dealing with people that don't want you to leave. Okay. We've covered most of the ones I had: family and parents, schools, pets, animals, landlords. But one more. I want to talk a little bit about the services that you may have who know that you are about to leave them, like phone company.
Like a doctor? Oh.
A doctor. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. How about that? Doctor's offices. How about that? Yeah, I'm switching primary care physicians. You suck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Gosh, man, you be pulling up these topics. I swear it speaks to me. Okay, so, cable companies, I sometimes, okay, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll be like, look, this is just too expensive. I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. And they be like, hold on a minute, baby. Hold on. Come here, let me holler at you for a minute. You look nice today. And then they give you a cheaper price and then you say,
you look nice today over the phone?
Yes, over the phone. They'll tell you anything so that you won't leave. And then, okay, so I switched dentists. My dentist. Is that what dentist? Anyway, I was switching my dentist because my dentist was a dickhead. And, she was a real jerk. Her father opened up the practice. He was amazing. He originally was my dentist, and I stayed because she was his daughter. I thought it was just going to be the same old rude. No, she was just rude, and elitist, and I was like, I'm leaving. Now, my issue was that I did the I'm leaving as if I was like on a Facebook post. But I wasn't. I probably shouldn't have announced it. But I told them I was going to be moving to a dental practice because I wanted them to send my records and stuff over. The medical assistants or dental assistants were great. They were like, oh, no, please don't leave. We're going to miss you so much, you and your kids, blah, blah. She was just like, what records? I was like, listen, don't make me burn this place down. And you can go ahead and call the cops and say I made a terrorist threat. I do not care. Like, stop playing. What do you mean, what records?
Oh, my God.
For me and my children, stop playing. I will disrupt your flow of business one way or another. I had to threaten her. I legit, listen, y'all don't know my last name, so y'all can't get me in trouble. But I'm telling you, I threatened her. I was so mad. I couldn't even believe that she said that. It would have been better if she said nothing and just didn't send the records. But to tell me in my face and say what records, the fucking kahunas on this broad. Like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Anyway, I got my records transferred over.
Yeah.
You saw it in my eyes. You saw it in my eyes.
People get funny when you've been paying them, and they see that cash cow is about to see his last moo. They don't like it. You know what I mean? They don't like it, especially when it's a one-way street and they aren't providing services that they know that you could get elsewhere cheaper. Like, yeah, you can play those financial games with the cell phone companies, with the cable companies, which are becoming, or internet companies, which are becoming pretty much the phone companies. You know, the phone companies are all offering internet service now. T-Mobile, Verizon, of course, and AT&T. So they bundle in whatever way you can, you know. So, but yeah, so a lot of times they will try to offer you the world, just like you were saying, you know, in order to stay and all of that. But sometimes when you reject them, sometimes they will fuck around with the money that you've paid or that they owe you. So I've had the unfortunate experience of paying them after, let's say, I switched from Xfinity to Verizon after I had already paid my Xfinity bill. And you know how, like, the pay period, or the billing cycle, I should say, is in your mind, the billing cycle is when your bill is due, but it's not. It's normally like half a month before or after that. So what I should have done was not pay them for the upcoming month if I was switching over to Verizon. But I had already paid them because I hadn't planned to switch over to Verizon. So in my mind, I was like, well, I need that money back. Yeah, I got the money back 6 weeks later. It was longer than that. It was a long ass time. And I had to keep calling them. Like, yo, where's my refund? Oh, let me look it up. Now, you know, I'm not a what do you call it? I'm not a customer of theirs anymore. So my username and password doesn't work like it did when I was one of their customers. So I have to go through them. So first you got to go through all of this automated agent type shit. Then you finally get somebody on the phone and they like, oh, well, it looks like you're only supposed to be getting this much back when you're actually, and you know how much money you're supposed to be getting back. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So blah, blah, blah. Okay. So sometimes they might fuck around and keep your money way longer than they should have, because they owe you. So when you owe them, they want it on the due date. If you pay it past the grace period, then they assess a late fee and all of that. But when it's time for them to pay you back, they slow as shit with it, and you can't charge them no extra money. The shit is crazy. But yeah, shout out to Xfinity. Full of shit. More beard stories. Okay. Okay, I got you. But yeah, so yeah, all of this goes to say because we're about to get on up out of here. All of these things go to prove that when it's time to say goodbye, when people know you're leaving, it should really compel you to what I would encourage to step lightly. You don't have to rub it in anybody's face or faces that you're leaving or whatever. You don't always have to leave on bad terms, and I would encourage you not to do that because you never know when if and when you may have to return and need their help again one day. You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better to have and not need, and that having and not needing goes towards having to rebuy all of your shit or replace items or turn in claims to insurance companies and all that. You don't want to go through all of that shit because all of those things turn your mental, the way that you feel about things, it can turn them from a negative experience or a positive experience to a total negative in your mind. And
Right.
and it won't be all of their fault.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say about that.
But before you head out, on my TV, when I looked at the description of the show, it said something about jail, and I was hoping you would expand on how that would factor into
Oh,
your show topic.
cool. I talked about that a little bit up in the front. Like
Okay.
okay, so when you have maxed out your time in jail or you make parole or whatever, in prison you're dealing with inmates that may be in for life or death. You know what I mean? And they're not always happy to see you go home. And stereotypically, some inmates have found love in the jail. So,
okay, sorry.
so your lover might not want to see you, I mean, on the other side of the bars. And also COs and stuff like that, when they know that you're about to leave, they can make a hard time for you, especially if they consider you to have been a problem type of inmate. So yeah, I've known people who were about to come home from jail and they kept that shit all to themselves. Like, ain't nobody gonna know when I'm about to go. They'll know
That's
when
what I was going to ask. Like, how do the other inmates even know? Like, do the COs say something? Like, the person who's leaving say something? Like, how do they even know?
I've heard people describe prison as all the secrets in the jail being broadcast over the PA system. That's almost what it feels like. Everybody knows everybody's business to a certain degree in jail. They know what correctional officers will bring them in drugs or contraband or who will submit to sex with inmates and things like that. So they know word gets around. No secrets are kept in jail. And I mean none. It's really crazy because they have this really big bad code about being a rat and all of this shit. But from my experience, nobody tells on people and runs their mouth more than a jail inmate. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Whether they talking about what's going on the inside or the outside, it's some shit. But yeah, so because they have gangs and things like that in jail, the gangs might not be happy that you're leaving. So they can make it a hard time for you. you can wind up going to your eternal home instead of going to your permanent home.
Ugh.
Yeah. Or should I say going to your permanent residence? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks for clearing that up.
Hopefully, we never get this experience up close and personal.
Well, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I was able to lend something to the conversation. I'm not as animated or excitable as some of the other callers, so I always wonder if I've shared enough. But that was those were my thoughts on today's subject.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, and thank you for your commentary and your insight. It was very refreshing, relaxing, and informative.
Oh wow! Okay, thanks.
So you go somewhere and you have a good old day.
All right, you too.
All right, peace.
All right, thank you. Bye bye.
All right, good stuff there. Excellent call. Thank you. All right, we're going to do the results of the poll today. We only got up to 19 votes today. All right. The question is, who acts the funniest when they know that you're about to leave them or when you're going to leave them? And 68% said spouses and lovers. So spouses and lovers are winning this poll hands down. And then jobs and businesses got 5%. Prisoners and prisons got 5%. And last but not least, someone who you are paying money to, 21%. Most of us overwhelmingly feel like lovers and spouses are indeed the biggest problem or act the funniest when they know that you are about to leave them. Be careful. Be careful. Excuse me. Be careful for desperation. Be careful for desperation. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 2nd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Alicia Richey, happy birthday. And also Lakeisha Brown. Happy birthday. And Erica Johnson, Tracy Williams. Last but not least, Tracy Williams. Well, you know what? Damn. I do have to give a posthumous happy birthday shout out to Sheree Michelle Martin. She passed away 3 years ago. But she was good people. Very popular, very, very good person. And unfortunately, another victim that cancer has claimed. You know how it goes. You know. So I want to give a happy heavenly birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious August 2nd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen. When people know that you're about to leave, or what a tangled web we weave when first we choose to deceive. One of the continuing themes of this program today has been that just because people don't use you or utilize you the way that you should have been, just because people don't treat you the way that they should have, just because people don't do right by you, does not necessarily mean that they want to do without you. People talk a good one, they spin a good one, they will do a whole lot of things to make you think that their lives will be manageable and easier without you until it's actually time to put their money with it where their mouth is. But for your own for your own mental and emotional sanity, and for your own physical well-being in many cases, do the right thing, do the smart thing, and separate with caution. Separate with grace. And tell those children and those pets, I just gotta go to work. I'll be back. God damn, stop all of that crying. Oh, that wasn't the kids, that was your girl. I know how. I know how big. Grab my ankle, baby. I know how big. Grab my ankles, baby. I was only trying to go to the store to get a little bit more. What is the hell you crying for? All right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. Yay! Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I want y'all to have a great day. The remainder of this day is nice outside. It ain't all crazy hot over here in Philly and wherever you are. Hopefully the weather and the love is shining, is doing what it's supposed to do and what you needed to do. What up, Cheryl Halsey? What's going on? Emily Dunlap is in the house. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. I get with y'all tomorrow. Have a great day for the rest of the day. If I don't speak to y'all anytime before then, I'll holla. Peace.